Going to start with that
Not
reading
well,
text
sir.
in the practice. I'm fine, thank you. I've been learning swimming for last 2 days. Today was the third day. Feeling very excited about it. Even though physically I'm absolutely exhausted,
Did
swimming
you
takes a
swim today?
lot of. I go there, and one of my students was also there.
Who is sir?
Zafri was there.
How was your
Oh,
experience, sir?
Been learning. Today was the third day. I am definitely better on the third day. Much better than first and second day.
how much uh, course fees for learning
It's
swimming?
free. It's free. It's free.
Free? Uh,
Yes, it's free because it's a government initiative to make the young people in Bihar, you know, uh, to teach them swimming so that they can look after themselves in a
Sir, but
disaster
your
situation.
hair would get rough.
Obviously,
Clear your
obviously.
hair, sir.
Yeah, that's right. That happens. Your hair does get damaged because of the chlorine in the water, because of the bleaching. Okay,
but
so let's
your
start.
your hair copy in film Jawan. Your copy.
Jawan look. You mean to say the father's look, right?
Look, but sometimes look like to you, sir.
Thank you, Atar.
Sometimes
Sometimes,
20,
yes,
30%.
yes, I know what you mean. Okay, what are you guys laughing about? Zafri, hello, Padma. Hello, Neha. Hello, Gulaf Saab. It's a long time.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You missed a lot of classes.
Sorry,
In one of the
sorry, sir. I couldn't message you, but I had fever for 10 days, sir.
I see. Gulafsa, fever for 10 days. That's very long time. A very long time. Are you okay now, Gulafsa?
Yes, yes, sir. I'm okay.
Okay. That's cool. Now, so guys, today we are going to revise all the uses of the present perfect and learn some more uses actually. Three basic uses I have told you there will be. One, to talk about experiences in your life. Two, task that you have completed or you have not completed. And the third, which we have not talked about, which we will talk about today. If an action started in the past, if an action started in the past and has continued to the present, then that can be expressed with the help of the present perfect. An action that started in the past and has continued to the present. There are three main uses of the present perfect. If you add a couple of more, there could be 5, 6 uses, but mainly three. One, a very special use when you talk about your experiences in life. I've never done it. Have you ever done that like this? I have never tasted alcohol. Have you? Like this. Understand? So this is the present perfect to talk about experiences. Any experience in your life, you can use the present perfect. You're just talking about your experiences. Have you ever lied to your parents? Like that. Okay, the answer would be obviously yes, many times. Okay. And so first use. Second use, when you talk about tasks that you have just completed, tasks like somebody asked you, hey, you have to, buy milk. Have you bought the milk? Have you bought the milk? Have you completed the task? Here in the second use, sometimes Americans use the past simple as well to talk about experiences. But British people, they prefer the present perfect to talk about, completion of the task. Okay. And the third use, an action that is, please turn the swing on. He's so selfish, He keeps the swing on him all the time. Yes. So when we came, did you change? Why not? Don't worry, I'm just kidding you. So where was I? The third use is something that is started in the past and has continued till now. You can say, you started learning English in January, February, maybe, right? January. You started learning English in January here, okay? In December, you started learning English in December. It's been 10 months, right? So you can say, I have learned English for 10 months. It started in the past. Action of learning started in the past and has continued to the present. So you can say, I have learned English for 10 months. Okay. No. Don't worry about it. That's not the point right now. That we will take care of. Right now, just understand that why we're using the present perfect. Because the action started in the past and has continued to the present. And your friend Gulafsa, your classmate Gulafsa, very smartly, one of the best students I have taught in this class, she came and said, sorry, sir, I couldn't inform you. I was sick for 10 days. Now she's not sick. Now, because she said, I was sick. Was is the second form of be verb. Suppose a person became sick 10 days ago and is still sick. So the situation continues. The action started in the past and continues. So that person has third form of be verb. Because V2 she used, now I was sick. I be sick. Be verb will be used. I am sick present, simple. I was sick, past simple. Now we want to use the present perfect. I have, verb 3, the third form. I have been sick for 10 days. I am still sick or not? Yes, because an action started in the past and has continued to the present. In this situation, we use the present perfect too. This is one of the reasons why people find the present perfect so difficult, because they do not differentiate the uses. They just look at this as present perfect and they think, okay, it can be explained in one way. No, there are different uses. One use is when you talk about the experiences, there all this explanation will not be useful. I've done something, you have never done it. Have you ever burnt a cracker in your hand? Have you ever burnt a cracker in your hand? All right, like that. So experience. Have you ever stolen your friend's pens or pencils? Like that. Understand? I know, majority will say yes, because as a kid you do it. You learn not to do it when you grow. Give it back to you. Okay, that was not stealing. That was robbing. Okay, so in this text, we are going to see all the uses. I will talk about the question answers later. First, I want you guys to understand the text. So I'm going to read the text with you. Simon Murray कैसे मरे? कब मरे? साइमन मरे. Soldier, businessman, adventurer. Simon Murray has been all of these in his life. Now, this sentence, you guys tell me, this sentence, the present perfect, it's very clear if it is an experience or if it is an action completed, task completed, or the third use that I just told you, an action that started in the past and has continued to the present. Read the sentence. Simon Murray has been all of these in his life. So what do you think? This is use number 1, experience. Use number 2, completed task. Use number 3, an action that has started in the past has continued to the present. Which use do you think it is of the present perfect? Soldier, businessman, adventurer. Simon Murray has been all of these in his life. First use, second use, or the third use? Okay, if you can't decide, no issues. I will help you with that later. Let's just learn how we will say this in Hindi. Soldier, businessman, adventurer. साइमन मरे अपने जीवन में ये सब रह चुके हैं. Right? Absolutely. Yes, beta, it is in his life. It is the first use of the present perfect. Experience. Simon Murray has been all of these in his life. Now, has been. Where does this been come from? Been is the third form of be verb. He is a soldier. He was a soldier. He is a businessman. He was a businessman. He is an adventurer. He was an adventurer. Present simple, past simple. Present simple, he is. Past simple, he was. And present perfect, he has been. Learn to use all the verbs in 3 different tenses. Eat. I eat. I ate. I have eaten. Present simple, I eat. Past simple, I ate. Present perfect, I have eaten. Right? I eat talks about your habit, routine, facts. I eat cashew before I go to bed. Okay? I ate cashew last night, past tense. I have eaten cashew. It means मुझे पता है cashew का taste कैसा होता है. I have eaten cashews. Present perfect. Right? Experience के तौर पे, have you ever eaten cashews? All right. कभी आप cashews खाए हो? ये experience वाला हो गया. Right? Okay. और मम्मी के सामने बोल सकते हैं, I have eaten cashews. Now give me milk. I have eaten cashews. Give me milk. ये experience नहीं हुआ है. Task complete हो गया कि खत्म कर दिया है. अभी रुक जाइए आराम से. नहीं हड़बड़ाना है. गलत है. गलत.
सिचुएशन में नहीं सर. अगर हम जैसे आप बता रहे थे एक्सपीरियंस को बताने के लिए तो
I
हैव बीन.
क्यों? बीन तो बी वर्ब का वर्ब 3. यहाँ तो ईट का वर्ब 3 चाहिए, तो बीन क्यों आएगा? बीन कोई फिक्स्ड चीज नहीं है. ये सब लोग के दिमाग में बचपन से डाला हुआ बीन रहेगा, बीन रहेगा. बीन को ना कोई सब्जेक्ट जैसा चीज समझ जाते वो हर हाल में रहेगा. अरे भाई, वो बी वर्ब की जरूरत है तो थर्ड फॉर्म चाहिए. अगर आप मेरी इस बात को यहां समझ गए हैं तो आप आगे के लिए बहुत बढ़िया दूर के लिए जाने के लिए तैयार है कि ये बीन कहां से आता है. प्लीज समझिएगा. अगर मैं कहूं आई एम रिच, प्रेजेंट सिंपल, मैं अमीर हूं. फैक्ट अबाउट मी, पास्ट सिंपल, आई वॉज रिच. ये कहां से आया? वॉज कहां से आया? It is the second form of be verb. Was is the second form of be verb. I was rich, past tense. But the present perfect, I have been rich. Present subject, I, has or have, I have. The third form of the same verb now that we have been using. Be verb, third form, been. I have been rich, R-I-C-H, rich. I am rich, I was rich, I have been rich. Hindi, try to understand the meaning. I have been rich means the action has started in the past and has continued to the present. This is the third use. I have been rich is not an experience. All right, maybe in a certain situation it can be used. Don't tell me, okay, what being rich is like. Don't tell me, okay? I have been rich. So in this sentence, this is my experience. I know what it is like to be rich. I have been rich. हम भी अमीर रहे हैं, पता है हमको अमीर होना कैसा होता है. I have been rich. ये context is very important. Present perfect form पहले समझ लो. मैं देता हूं verb shout. Shout. Shout is a verb. Just tell me the present simple 2 words. I and shout. I shout. Past simple. I shouted. Present perfect. I have shouted. Take is the verb. Let's use take verb in the present simple. I. Past simple. I took. Present perfect. I have taken. So form is clear. Now another verb. Know. I know. Present simple. Past simple. I knew. Present perfect.
I have no.
I have known. I'm not talking about the uses. Don't worry. Just pay attention to the form. Right now, the focus should be only on the form. That this is what the present perfect looks like. There will be has or have, and there will be the third form of the verb. Then this combination is called the present perfect. So let's have another verb. See, present simple. She, the subject is she. Present simple. She sees. S-E-E-S. Past simple. She saw. And the present perfect. She has. She has seen. Now I'm going to give you the verb have, and the subject is I. Present simple. I have. Past simple.
I had.
I had. The present perfect.
I have.
I had. Don't worry about the meaning. Don't worry about the meaning. Just care about the form. Okay? Don't mistake the form. This form is the present perfect. For use number 1 or use number 2 or use number 3, that's another thing. The form is always the same. The present perfect follows a certain pattern. Subject, has or have, and the third form of the verb, isn't it? So let's look at this here. The subject is they, and the verb is, let's say, be verb. Okay, the verb is be verb, present simple. They is the subject and be verb, present simple. They are, present simple. Very good. Past simple. They were, and the present perfect. They have been. Uses we will learn. Don't worry. First understand the form. Never confuse the form. Okay. One more example. Okay, go. The subject is she, present simple.
He go.
She goes. All right. Simple. She went.
She went.
Present perfect.
She went.
She has
Gone.
gone. All right. Well done. Good job. Now, one more time. The subject is you. All right. The verb is be. Present simple. You are. Past simple.
You were.
You were. And the present perfect.
You have.
You have
You
been.
have
Very good.
been.
Okay. Now the verb is decide. Okay, the verb is decide. The present simple with the subject is they. They decide. Past simple.
They decided.
They decided. Wait. They decided. Present perfect.
They have
They
decided.
have
They have
decided. Present continuous.
They have decided. They are deciding.
decided.
The present continuous.
They are deciding.
They are
Deciding.
deciding. Okay. All right. Now, learn, learn, learn. Okay. Now, the subject is we. All right. Present simple.
We
We
learned.
learn. Past simple.
We learned.
We learned. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, where was I?
We learn.
Past tense we learned. Present continuous.
We have learned.
Present continuous.
They are learning.
So why do you think that I will always go in the same pattern? Why don't you pay attention to my question? Why do you want to do it with half your attention? Tell me. Do it with your full attention. Present continuous. We are
Learning.
learning. Right? Okay. Present perfect.
They have
So you
learned.
see how the verb moves in different tenses? Are you sure? Let's do it again. The verb is have. The subject is she. Present simple. She has. Past simple. She had. Present perfect.
She
She
have.
has. She has.
She has had. Present continuous. She is having. Okay? All right? Now, be verb. The verb is be. The subject is she. Present simple. She is. Past simple.
She
Present
was.
perfect.
She have.
She has been. Now present continuous.
She.
She is being. Well done. She is being. ing in be, right? Because the fourth form of be verb is being. She is being selfish. She is being selfish is present continuous. She is selfish is present simple, right? Forms are clear. Now remember, the present perfect can be used for three different situations. Give me a second, it's important. Hey, Shahid, you need it now, urgently. Okay, what does it mean to write an essay on you? People write their introduction. Who asks to write an essay on yourself? Or what is needed is what is it needed for? What is it needed for? Who has asked you and what for? The purpose? Are you there? Hello? Hello, Shahid? I can't hear you. Call me back if you can hear me, because I cannot. Okay, I can hear you now. All right. So, Shahid, I wanted to know, what's the purpose? Who asked you to do it? People don't write essay on themselves. Depends on where you are, who you're talking to. If you're writing your introduction for a, let's say, a dating site, it will be different. If you're writing an yeah, for a job. So for a job, you mention your name, you mention your qualifications, you mention your personality qualities, you know, the good traits in your personality, and your hobbies a little bit. Again, try to give it a twist that it is good for your impression, you see. So basically, there are hundreds of videos and you know, sites which help you with these things. Don't worry, this is an easy thing to do. Yeah, chat GPT can help you a lot, you know, with these things nowadays. So remember, depends on what kind of job you're applying for. Your, you know, introduction, it can change. When I'm talking to somebody, for suppose I'm going to a job interview at a school, okay, and I want to be hired as a teacher, then I'll introduce myself in a certain way there. But if I change that situation, that context, if I'm somewhere else for another job, okay, then somehow the way I'll talk about it will be different. The things I will, it's like selling yourself, Shahid. So again, yeah, didn't you mention all these things, like your name, where you belong to, where you were born, and your qualifications, your good qualities, it's important, your ambitions in life, mention that, okay, and give a twist to all these things, such a twist that that is a good impression on the you know, people hiring, okay, on the interviewer. Yes. And I can help you with these things better when I'm a little free. Right now I'm in the middle of the class talking to you. Okay, see ya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yes. Three different uses, mainly. So whatever the uses, the form will be the same, right? Now, let's see. We will come across different uses here in this text. Soldier, businessman, adventurer. Simon Murray has been all of these in his life. In this sentence, what's the verb? Be verb, okay? The verb is be verb. Been is the third form of be verb, and that is the verb. When I say I have eaten pigeon, then verb is eat, right? I've seen a ghost, the verb is see. So when I say Simon Murray has been all of these in his life, then what is the verb? Be, right? Be verb. Okay. Simon Murray has been all of these in his life. अपने जीवन में ये सब कुछ रहे हैं. Is soldier भी, businessman भी, adventurer भी. Now we are not, this sentence talks about his experiences only. अगर मैं कहूं कि मैंने अपने दोस्त की पेन चुराई है, तो क्या ये अभी की बात हो रही है? एक्सपीरियंस की बात हो रही है ना, मैंने लाइफ में कभी किसी समय किया है एक्सपीरियंस. इज इट नेसेसरी कि मैं अभी चुरा रहा हूं? नहीं ना. ओके. So soldier, businessman, adventurer, Simon Murray has been all of these in his life. He has been, उनका experience रहा है इस चीज का, right? Now in his 70s, he's looking for more adventures. Now in his 70s,
नन्ना
he is in his 70s.
दूध लेंगे
70s, 70s, now in his 70s. 70s, he is not 70 years old. He could be 71, he could be 72, could be 73, up to 79. He is, we here, we have a range of 70 to 79, a 10 years range. Now in his 70s, he's looking for more adventures. He is looking for more adventures. Yes. The soldier. Adventures, risky things to do. Adventures. Today we had an adventure. That was not much of an adventure because we were safe. Okay. In the swimming pool, you didn't come. He did. Nobody came except him. I shared this with all the students, but only he came, and he swam as well. I don't know why the others didn't. No. Dhaneshwar Ghat. Dhaneshwar Ghat. After Pandit.
So it's
Faluda.
Government program.
government program. Yes, I saw, but
Prawn,
You should come.
paneer
Learn swimming.
roll.
what is the time?
In the morning,
also-
9:30 to 11, and we go there at 10:30. You can go at 7:30 as well.
7:30.
Yeah, in the morning. Tomorrow it will be a little crowded because tomorrow is the last day of one batch. 12 days, one guy is trained for 12 days. Okay, the duration of the course is 12 days. In 12 days, they take you to that level. Okay, many of them are very successful. I have done it for 3 days, and today I managed to swim across that part in two breaths, I will say. Yeah, I know it's early days. I've never swum in my life, this is the first time I'm doing it. Okay. So yeah, I'm very happy, and I will encourage everybody who wants to learn swimming to go there. Absolutely. And it's a life-saving skill.
All the way go through November 11th.
Yes, November the 13th.
30th.
Yes. So guys, now in his 70s, he's looking for more adventures. Okay, can you think of some fun examples of adventures? Fun examples of adventures? Jumping off the roof is an adventure. If you have sand on the street, then it's safe. Okay. Yeah. And to flirt with your wife's best friend is a big adventure, because there is excitement there. And if you get caught, there is punishment as well. Okay. So it's a good adventure. What else can be an adventure? Okay, depends on your mentality. Now let's move on. The soldier. Simon was born in 1940 in Leicester, England. Easy sentence. We know this sentence. Simon was born. Nothing new, nothing surprising. Simon was born in 1940 in Leicester, England. In the 1950s, not 50. S. This S changes the whole meaning. 50 is 1 year, 50. But 50 is a period of 10 years. Any time between 50 to 59. So in the 1950s, as a teenager, means after 53 or before 53? Because until 1953, he was not a teenager. He was born in 1940. So he became 13 in 1953. So as a teenager means maybe in 1954, maybe in 1955, maybe in 1956, 57. As a teenager, like many teenagers, he suffered a broken heart. Teenagers suffer a broken heart. Teenagers often fall in love, right? And their love is not responded with the same intensity. You love somebody and that person doesn't love you. It's very common, right? So teenagers they suffer a broken heart. This is simple language. They suffer a broken heart. It happens with a lot of teenagers. I'm sure it must have happened with you guys as well. When you were a teenager, you might have felt attracted to a girl or a boy, and he or she might not have responded to you the way you wanted them to respond to you. So that is when you feel sad and you listen to Kya se kya ho gaya. So, Bewafa. Okay. So, or nowadays this generation is different. They listen to breakup song. What is the song? Oh, that movie Tamasha.
No, sir.
Ranveer Kapoor. It was Tamasha. No, that was not Tamasha. That was something else. Yeah, Channa Mereya. I didn't understand your song, Padma is saying. Padma, I'll translate the song for you. Adil hai mushkil, yes. Padma, I will translate the song that I sang for you. The singer is saying, कैसे क्या हो गया? How do I translate this? I was something very good and I have become something very bad because of you. Okay. So कैसे क्या हो गया? It means what I was and what I have become. This is what the singer is saying. Because of you. Okay. People often change in love. It does happen. You know, sometimes they change for change, you know, in a good way, and sometimes they change in a bad way. In some lovers, boys become criminals because of their girlfriends, because their girlfriends encourage them to do something wrong, and they do it. Sometimes you fall in love with a married woman and you plan to kill her husband to be with her, and by the time you realize, you have already become a murderer. It doesn't only happen in films. These things happen in real life as well. Crimes of passion, we call them. Okay, these things are called crimes of passion. When you are very emotional about somebody or something, and that's why you commit a crime. You're not committing a crime because it's a profession or anything. It's just your emotions that somehow becomes your weakness. Okay, so here we were talking about, like many teenagers, he suffered a broken heart. Okay, the other day I asked you guys, have you ever been in love, fell in love? You all kept quiet. So except for 2 students online, they said yes. Okay, now, yeah, of course, all of you, but you are not accepting it. So today I will ask you this question, and I don't know how many people will say yes. Okay, have you guys suffered a broken heart in your life? Have you suffered a broken heart? You said you have never fallen in love. So those who have never fallen in love, भाई जिसके घर में कुछ है ही नहीं, उसके घर में डकैती क्या होगी, right? So if you have never been in love, you cannot suffer a broken heart. But those who have fallen in love, they might have suffered a broken heart. Okay, so can say yes, I have suffered a broken heart. Anybody? Piyush? Nah, you've never suffered a broken heart? Yeah, this guy, yeah. इसको इसके चेहरे पे लिखा है. Okay, कोई बात नहीं, Arsalan. My sympathies are with you. Okay, yeah. Adnan, which the tall Adnan. Okay. While they're teenagers, the pain is very strong, very intense. As they grow older, they learn to laugh about it. Right now, he's laughing, but he's not actually laughing inside. I know. Been there, done that. ये लाइन का मतलब है मैंने भी ये सब अनुभव किया हुआ है. Been there, done that. Yes. आप अकेले नहीं हो. Don't worry. Okay. Athar, have you ever suffered a broken heart? Have you ever suffered a broken heart, Athar? Or Athar has been very lucky, fell in love with a girl and is still, in the same relationship. Athar, have you suffered a broken heart?
No, sir.
No. You've never suffered a broken heart. What a lucky guy. He has never suffered a broken heart. Because
my first wish, I can't propose to anyone. मतलब, my crush.
no.
I can't.
Athar. It's a very, very big misunderstanding that if you did not propose to her, it means you did not suffer a broken heart. People suffer a broken heart even when they do not express their feelings. Understand what I mean? You are carrying very strong feelings for somebody, and that person does not show any interest in you. Then don't you feel bad?
She was my crush.
She was your friend.
No, she was my crush.
She was
My crush.
crush. Okay. Terminology में समझ नहीं आते सर. आप किसी को crush बोल दो, किसी को कुछ बोल दो. I just know one thing. Desires are desires. Okay. Okay. Zafri has sent me a text. Athar, we cannot hear you. Your network is very bad. Your voice is breaking up.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
What's going on, Athar? We can hear some other voices.
Yeah, I'm in office, sir, but here is some discussion in my boss and
Oh, okay. Okay, then please,
party
please
manager.
mute yourself. Please mute yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's disturbing noise. Okay, thank you. So, guys, like many teenagers, he also, as a teenager, suffered a broken heart, nothing special. But unlike most teenagers, another word, unlike, like means similar. Like many teenagers, he suffered a broken heart. He was also a teenager. Like many teenagers, he suffered a broken heart. But unlike most teenagers, he dropped out of school. So when teenagers suffer a broken heart, do they normally drop out of school? Drop out of school means do they stop going to school? No. They just sit there in the class angry. They don't look at that girl. That's it. Right. Or maybe they bitch about that girl with other guys that she's such a, okay, that's all. But they don't stop going to school. This guy stopped going to school. He dropped out of school. He dropped out of school. He said, I won't go to school. So that was different. That's what unlike. If you want to talk about the similarities between me and other teachers, then you will say, like other teachers, and you will say whatever you want to say. If you want to talk about the difference between me and other teachers, then you will say, unlike other teachers, my teacher Vinay sir, da, 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 da. So that will be the difference. Let's talk about it. So guys, talk about one similarity that you notice between me and other teachers. One similarity, please. And make a sentence. Say, like most teachers, Vinay sir, yes, go ahead. A similarity. Go ahead. Like most teachers, Vinay sir gets angry when students don't do their homework. So this is similar. Other teachers also get angry, right? When the students don't do their homework. So repeat the sentence. Like most teachers, Vinay sir also gets angry when students don't do their homework. The students, is to use the word the students, because students means all students, but here the students means his students. Okay. Got it. Now, one difference, something that you notice that something is different. So say, unlike most teachers.
Explain a topic like.
Okay, anything. ना अब तो तुम्हें तू ढूंढ के बताना पड़ेगा भाई. बताओ मुझे. How am I different from other teachers in your opinion? Okay, I'm pretty sure there are teachers who are friendly, like me. Okay, but I take your sentence. Okay. Unlike most teachers, I am friendly. Okay, means zyadatar teachers friendly nahi. Okay, but I was giving you an example right now here. Unlike most teachers, I dress very casually in the class, right? Shorts and t-shirts. Today I'm wearing a pair of shorts and a shirt on the top. I have teamed up my short. These are not called shorts. These are called 3/4, I think. Yeah. Okay, but they are not 3/4 actually. 3/4 reach here. These reach only up to my knees a little. Okay. So any difference, any similarity? Okay. Hanji, boliye.
He said quarter, sir.
Quarters.
Quarter.
1/4. 3/4 अगर यहाँ है तो 1/4 यहाँ आ जाएगा भाई. Okay, think about it. Why we call it 3/4? Why we call it 3/4? Okay, quarters means 1/4.
Yeah.
So think of the length of your legs. Okay, and 3/4, 75% covered. So that is 3/4, and 2/4 means half, and 1/4 means up to here. Okay, I don't think that would be a very nice idea. Okay, fine. So every word this, kind of, it's easy, like especially the word like quarter. Quarter means 1/4. Okay. Why we call these clothing 3/4? Because they cover 3/4 of your legs. That's why. Okay, so unlike most teenagers, he dropped out of school. You can say, unlike other teachers, Vinay sir does not ask us to focus on speaking, right? Because all other teachers that you guys know of English, most of them, especially I'm talking about your Indian teachers, they will say, speak more if you want to learn to speak. And unlike other teachers, I ask you guys to listen more. Okay. Like, unlike is clear. Okay. A woman is saying, unlike most husbands, my husband doesn't mind me talking to my male friends. Unlike most husbands, my husband doesn't mind me talking to my my male friends. Now, normally what happens, husbands get annoyed when their wives talk to their male friends, right? So a wife is saying, unlike most husbands, my husband doesn't mind me talking to my male friends. Got it? Repeat the sentence if you can. Unlike most husbands, my husband doesn't mind. आपका ये डोंट डजंट डिसाइड नहीं हो पाता दिमाग में. कोशिश करिए कहाँ कौन आता है, पहले एक बार दिमाग को बैठा दो, कहाँ कौन आता है. डज सिर्फ ही शीट के साथ आता है, ठीक है. ओके, माय हस्बैंड डजंट माइंड मी टॉकिंग. डजंट माइंड टॉकिंग मतलब वो माइंड नहीं करता. डजंट माइंड मी टॉकिंग, मेरा बात करना. हम जब बात करते उसको माइंड नहीं करता. ही डजंट माइंड मी टॉकिंग टू माय मेल फ्रेंड्स. ओके, एक दो और बनाते हैं सेंटेंस. Unlike most papas, my papa joined me when I played games instead of scolding me. Okay, unlike most papas, my father joined me in playing his games instead of scolding me. Other fathers scold their children when they play. My father joined me, said, okay, I'll also play. Okay, I said, okay, fine. Yeah. We need to turn off the two-way switch and make sure that the two fans are off. Both the fans are off. Yes, thank you. Yep, good. Thank you. Okay. Unlike most teenagers, he dropped out of school and went to join the French Foreign Legion. He went to join the French Foreign Legion. Yeah, he went to join the French Foreign Legion. Stupid guy. French Foreign Legion. He went to join the French Foreign Legion, capital FFL, FFL. Okay. And then because it's a new thing here, you do not know, so the writer will tell you what it is. Gives a dash. The writer gives a dash to tell you what this French Foreign Legion is. You don't need to ask your teacher. It is written, a special unit of the French army that allows foreigners to join. Normally, a country does not allow foreigners to join its army. Indian army can be only joined by those who are Indians. Those who are not Indians, they can't join the Indian army. But we have a special exception for Nepalis, right? Nepalis are not Indians, but we have a special battalion, Nepali Gorkhas, okay? Gorkha battalion. All right. So the French army has a special unit that allows foreigners to join, and that's why it is called French Foreign Legion. So he went to join that because he was not from France now, he was from England. So he went to join the French Foreign Legion. In the 1960s, he fought in the Algerian War. In the 1960s, he fought in the Algerian War. Okay. There was a war in Algeria. France and Algeria, I think, fought a war. I think, okay, I'm not sure about the history. I don't know much about it. But I know today that in France, there is a lot of problem because of Algerian war in the past. And there are a lot of Algerians living in France, okay, today. In the 1960s, he fought in the Algerian War and rose to the rank of chief corporal. He rose to the rank of chief corporal. So chief corporal was a higher post than what he joined. He joined as a soldier because he did not even finish his school, right? Remember? He dropped out of school. It means he left going to school and joined the French Foreign Legion. It means he did not do matric, right? He did not do +2 and he went to join the French Foreign Legion. So what post did he join as? A soldier, a junior soldier, that's all, right? But he fought in the Algerian War and you get a chance to show your skills, right? Your special abilities. And he rose to the rank of chief corporal. As the word says, chief corporal must be a good post. Chief, okay, chief corporal. He rose to the rank. Rose is the past tense of rise. He rose to the rank of chief corporal. Before leaving in 1965, and he resigned in 1965, he left in 1965. Before leaving in 1965, he rose to the rank of chief corporal. So from which post did he retire? What was the post that he had when he retired? Chief corporal, right? Yeah. So who says that education, school education is necessary to be successful in life? That's, I will say, not really necessary. If you are very talented, you can manage without it. Hear me, okay? Some people have managed to make big names for themselves in this world without going to college, university. Okay, because they were talented, they had observation, they had skills, they had abilities. But majority of us need to go to college because we are not as special as them. If we all copy Sachin Tendulkar, okay, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli are especially gifted players. If every batsman tries to play like them, then they will become a failure because they do not have the same talent. So they need to know what they can do and they should do that. So we should not copy rich people, those successful people. They became successful without going to college, university. So I will not go to college, university. That's a stupid way to think because you're not as talented as them. Maybe if you think you are, go ahead, try. Okay. So he became very successful. He left in 1965 to go and live in Hong Kong. He left in 1965 to go and live in Hong Kong. So after retirement in 1965, what did he do? He went. वहां to go पढ़ेंगे ना. What did he do? मेरा सवाल है. सुन के अगर जवाब दोगे ना सही जवाब दोगे. What did he do? उसने क्या किया? He went to Hong Kong. He went and lived in Hong Kong. ठीक है. ये बहुत जरूरी है कि वहां का फ्लो वहां रहे और तुमसे जो बात की जाए उसके हिसाब से तुम दो. ये हम लोग को बचपन से अफसोस है इस बात का मुझे बहुत ज्यादा कि कोई टीचर्स कोई स्टूडेंट इस बात पे ध्यान नहीं देते कि वहां का फ्लो वहां का है. तुम कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं कर सकते उसको क्योंकि तुमसे पूछा जा रहा है उसका फ्लो देखो. मैंने पूछा व्हाट डिड ही डू आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट. आपके दिमाग में आएगा he went to live in Hong Kong. He went and lived in Hong Kong. Simple. वहां लिखा है in the 1960s he fought in the Algerian War and rose to the rank of chief corporal before leaving in 1965 to go and live in Hong Kong. In 1978, Murray published a memoir of his years in the French Foreign Legion. In 1978, Murray published a memoir. Murray published a memoir of his years in the French Foreign Legion. In 1978, Murray published a memoir. He published a memoir. What if you publish something? It must be a book. What else can you publish? You can publish a book. So a memoir is a type of book. Okay. He published a book of his years in the French Foreign Legion. So what was that book about? What was that book about? It was about his years in the French Foreign Legion. His years means the time that he spent It was about that. So when you recall your memories, your time somewhere, and you write about it, that kind of book is called a memoir. A memoir is a book of your memories somewhere in some situation. Suppose you become very successful someday and you write a book about your time at STC. Okay, the 10 months that you spent at STC, and you want to write about it. Okay, then that will be called a memoir too. So any book that you write about your experience in a situation or in a place is called a memoir. So soldiers write memoirs, their experience somewhere, they in a war or in a country they went to, right? A lot of American soldiers spent 10 years, 20 years in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So what they saw there, they can write a book about it, and that book will be called a memoir. So a memoir is a book. And the word memoir is related to memories. So it's a book about your memories. You write a book. In 1978, Murray published a memoir of his years in the French Foreign Legion. And what was the book called? It was called Legionnaire, an Englishman in the French Foreign Legion. What was the book called? Legionnaire, an Englishman in the French Foreign Legion. He was an Englishman. He was in the French Foreign Legion. So he called his book Legionnaire, an Englishman in the French Foreign Legion. In 2002, the memoir was made into a movie. In 2002, what happened? The memoir was made into a movie. Somebody made a movie on that memoir, on that book, on his book. And the movie was called Simon, an English Legionnaire. His name was Simon. So the name of the film was Simon, an English Legionnaire. He was from England. He was working in the Legion. So he was a Legionnaire. He was an English Legionnaire because he was from England. Okay. So that was the first part of his life as a soldier. So when he came to Hong Kong, do we have time? Yeah, plenty of time. It was in Hong Kong that Simon began his career in business. Hong Kong has already been mentioned in the story, right? In the previous part, we saw that after retirement, he went and lived in Hong Kong. And it was in Hong Kong that he started his career in business. हांगकांग में ही उसने अपना करियर शुरू किया. वहां रह रहे थे ना वो, वहीं अपना करियर शुरू कर दिया. It was in Hong Kong that he started his career in business. He worked for, or ran. Sometimes you work for a company, sometimes you run a company. Okay, if you work for a company, you are not the CEO. If you run the company, you are the CEO, right? So he worked for and sometimes ran some of the world's most successful companies. Again, he showed his talent there as well. As a retired soldier from the French Foreign Legion, he started, right? And he started as a, he started with a small job in the French Foreign Legion as a soldier, but managed to become the chief corporal. Similarly, I think he might have started working for some companies, but he might have shown his abilities there, talent there, and then he was promoted and became the CEO of some companies. He worked for or ran some of the world's most successful companies in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia because Hong Kong is in Southeast Asia. China, India, Pakistan, Hong Kong, these are countries in the Southeast Asia. So he worked for some of the most successful companies in this region, in this area. He ran some of the world's most successful companies in this area, including Jardine Matheson in the 1970s, Deutsche Bank in the 1990s, and Vodafone Group PLC. These are some of the world's very, very big companies, world's biggest companies, Deutsche Bank, Jardine Matheson, Vodafone Group PLC. He worked for or ran some of the world's most successful companies. You want to get a job, right? Most of us have a desire to get a job. This guy not only got a job, he got a job in some of the world's most successful companies. Not only he got a job there, sometimes he became the leader there, like CEO, like who is running Google right now, right? He's the CEO, right? He's the first man who will make the decision. If his decision is not acceptable to the boss's Malik, the owner of the company, only then there will be a problem. Otherwise, he is the second Malik. There is a Malik, owner, and then there is a CEO, Chief Executive Officer. His ideas are the most important there. Only the owners can say no, otherwise nobody else. So that was his businessman's career, now adventurer. In 2004, देखो जब भी काम आएगा ना, date आएगा ना, yes, please. Thank you. Okay. You see, whenever you have the time, you notice it will be past simple. Time बता दिया इस साल, वो साल, तो past simple. क्योंकि साल बता के आप अनुभव नहीं बता सकते, तो present perfect नहीं आता. In 2004, when he was in his 60s, again, we don't know, he was 60, he was 64, he was in his 60s, 64. Simon looked for a new challenge. Simon looked for a new challenge. He looked for a new challenge. कुछ नया चाहिए life में. He looked for a new challenge. He wanted a new challenge. So imagine first, ये line नहीं है, सोचो उस आदमी के दिमाग में जाओ, okay? Suppose you're 64 years old and you're bored. You want to do something new. He wanted a new challenge. He looked for a new challenge. Next line. His wife, Jennifer, was the first woman to fly a helicopter solo around the world. His wife was an ordinary woman, yes or no? Yes or no? Read the line. His wife, Jennifer, was the first woman to fly a helicopter solo around the world. His wife was an ordinary woman, yes or no? She was not ordinary because she was the first woman to fly a helicopter alone around the world. And you were saying she was an ordinary woman. Ordinary women do that. They fly a helicopter around the world alone. Understand the challenges. If you have somebody sitting next to you, you are rather safe because if something happens to you, that person can take care. Suppose you get tired, you start to feel drowsy or something, you know. But when you are flying a helicopter solo, alone, nobody else sitting next to you, then anything happens to you, there is nobody to look after you. It's the most dangerous thing to do, right? Every plane has a co-pilot. There is a pilot and there is a co-pilot. Co-pilot is the assistant pilot, you know, like when the pilot has a problem, the assistant pilot takes care, okay, in the meantime. But she flew the helicopter alone around the world. You need what? She flew the helicopter alone. Around the world. It was not like from here to that place only. She flew it around the world. So you can understand from this sentence, send some water, please, cold water. Okay, fine. When will you go downstairs? Okay, fine, no problem. We can wait for 5 minutes. So where was I? Yeah, you can understand her personality from this sentence. What was her personality? An adventurous woman or not so adventurous? Very adventurous, right? Okay, because there was a risk to her life when she was doing this. She could have died doing this. Suppose something came up, you know, like this is really risky, you know, flying a helicopter alone, and no woman had done it before her. She was the first woman to do it. So her suggestion for a challenge came as no surprise. The sentence says, so her suggestion for a challenge came as no surprise. Okay, So a husband is getting bored in his life with his job and he wants to do something different. So he talks to his wife. Any husband will do that, that I'm thinking of changing my job. I'm thinking of changing my career. I'm getting bored doing this. I want to do something new. What do you think I should do? Right? He will ask his wife, what do you think I should do? And then the wife will give some advice. Okay. So her suggestion for a challenge came as no surprise. It means what she said was no surprise. It means, imagine this. If you think of me as a person who does not care about any rules, regulations, traditions in society, I don't. Suppose I am that kind of person, okay? I always talk about bringing inqilab, I always talk about bringing changes. I say, down with traditions. I say, up traditions. Don't care about what people have been doing so far. Do something new, okay? And then you come to me one day alone and you say, I am in love with a girl, but my parents are not really ready to accept our relationship. What do you think I should do? And I say, you know what? You should listen to your parents. Your parents are important. And look, society will not let you live if you decide to go with your girlfriend. Then he will be saying, what? You always talk about, yeah. And now suddenly you're saying I should give up on my love and I should follow tradition and I should marry who my father or my mother chooses for me. You are being a little bit here you are being a bit of a hypocrite now. So my suggestion will surprise you. My advice will surprise you. If I say, forget about what your parents said, then you will say, yes, this is what I was expecting because sir has that personality, right? I hope you understand. Now imagine that I always talk about following traditions, living life according to society rules. Do not challenge society rules. Society is good. Society is important. I always say these things, okay? And then you talk about a personal problem and I say, hey, do what you like. Don't care about society. Screw the society, okay? And do what you want. Then you will be again surprised that he always talks about respecting society rules and this and that. Now, so this woman was an adventurer, right? She herself was an adventurer. And then her advice would be something similar or something different, right? She would ask her husband to do something dangerous or something not so dangerous. Okay, this is her personality, right? So the sentence is, I would like to go from the very beginning. In 2004, when he was in his 60s, he looked for a new challenge. His wife, Jennifer, was the first woman to fly a helicopter solo around the world. And so her suggestion for a challenge came as no surprise. At the age of 63, Simon became the oldest man to walk to the South Pole. Now, tell me, whose idea it was that he should walk to the South Pole? It was his wife's idea. It is not directly written, but it is clearly written. Okay? It was his wife's idea that he should walk to the South Pole. At what age? 63. No man at that age had done this. Okay? He was the first man to walk to the South Pole at age 63. He became the oldest man to do it. Other people who had done it were younger than him. So why it was an important point here? Because walking to the South Pole requires physical strength. You have to endure, you have to bear, you have to put up with such extreme weather conditions on the pole. And when you are an old man at age 63, your body may not be able to, survive, endure that kind of, extreme weather. But he did it. And whose idea was this? His wife's. Obviously, it's obvious because it is written. Her suggestion for a challenge came as no surprise. At the age of 63, Simon became the oldest man to walk to the South Pole. हिंदी ऐसे नहीं लिखी जाती, हिंदी का जो फ्लो होता है वो अलग होता है, इंग्लिश का फ्लो अलग होता है। तो जब आप रीडिंग करते हो तो इतना गौर से देखो इसके फ्लो को कि जब इंग्लिश में लिखो तो हिंदी के फ्लो से छुटकारा मिल जाए। लेकिन ये आसान नहीं है, खासकर अडल्ट्स के लिए। इसके लिए सालों लगते हैं। किसी ने बोला नहीं है मेरी गलती नहीं है, मैं सच ही बोलूंगा, बाकी सब झूठ बोलते क्या, या तो उनको पता नहीं होता, दो में से एक बात। To learn to speak English is somewhat easier, but to write beautifully in English, especially when you're learning as an adult, is a challenging task, especially when you do not write very well in your own mother tongue, one thing. And two, even if you write well in your mother tongue, you need to learn the flow in English. Because notice कैसे चल रहा है 2004 में, अगर हिंदी लिखेंगे तो ऐसे नहीं लिख पाएंगे आप, ऐसे फ्लो नहीं ले जा पाएंगे, अच्छा नहीं लगेगा। आप कैसे बोलेंगे उसकी पत्नी जेनिफर पहली औरत थी जिसने हेलीकॉप्टर अकेले उड़ाया था पूरी दुनिया में, तो इसलिए उसका सजेशन जो है ना वो ज्यादा आश्चर्यजनक नहीं था। 63 साल की उम्र में वो, तो लगे क्या हो रहा है, कोई लिंक नहीं बन रहा होगा, आपको हिंदी में ऐसा लगेगा। हिंदी के फिल्मों के डायलॉग जो होते हैं, शाहरुख खान, सलमान खान, अमिताभ बच्चन, ऋतिक रोशन, इन फिल्मों के डायलॉग देखो और एक डब्ड फिल्म के डायलॉग देखो, फ्लो ही अलग होगा। डब्ड फिल्मों के हिंदी, इंग्लिश फिल्म को हिंदी में डब करते हैं तो उसके भी डायलॉग्स आजकल बड़े बेहतर कर दिए, फिर भी हिंदी फिल्मों जैसे फ्लो नहीं होती, इसमें फ्लूइडिटी नहीं होती है, वो लगता है कि कुछ अजीब है, सुनने में अजीब फील होगा। तो वो इसलिए क्योंकि इंग्लिश का जो डायलॉग डिलीवरी होगा ना वो फॉलो करेगा फ्लो किस लैंग्वेज का, इंग्लिश का। अब आप उसको हिंदी में कर रहे हो तो थोड़ा अजीब तो लगेगा। तो द टू लैंग्वेजेस आर डिफरेंट, हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश। तो इंग्लिश का फ्लो देखने के लिए इंग्लिश के फ्लो को गौर करिए ताकि आप इसको कॉपी कर सके कभी लिखते समय। लोग ऐसा कर नहीं पाते, फ्रस्ट्रेट होते हैं। तो ये बड़ा मुश्किल काम है कि इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज के फ्लो को कॉपी करना। ज्यादातर हम लोग जो लिखते हैं अपने हिंदी के हिसाब से ही लिखते हैं, कम से कम ग्रामर फॉलो करते हैं, ठीक है, तो दैट्स ओके एज वेल। बट हियर ये पैराग्राफ जो है ना पूरा का पूरा, दिस फॉलोज अ टिपिकल इंडियन इंग्लिश फ्लो। अब फ्लो जब मैं बोलता हूं तो होता है कि कौन बात से किधर जाते हैं। देखना यहाँ पर, एट द एज ऑफ 63 साइमन बिकेम द ओल्डेस्ट मैन टू वॉक टू द साउथ पोल। अगर इसको हिंदी में लिखा जाएगा तो लिखा जाएगा ऐसे, 2004 में जब वो अपने काम से उनका मन ऊब चुका था, वो एक नए चैलेंज, नए चुनौती की तलाश में थे, तो उनकी पत्नी ने उन्हें कहा कि क्यों ना वो साउथ पोल पे पैदल जाएं। और 63 वो खुद रह चुकी थी। ऐसे करके हम लोग लिखेंगे हिंदी में, लग रहा है ना ऐसा ज्यादा नेचुरल टाइप से जब हिंदी बोल रहे तो छोड़ के इंग्लिश। लेकिन इंग्लिश का फ्लो अलग होता है। ये सब बातें आप तब बेहतर समझोगे जब आप एक इंग्लिश फिल्म के डायलॉग देखो, ठीक है, और फिर उसको हिंदी में डब देखो, एक हिंदी फिल्म के डायलॉग देखो, देखना कि सिमिलर सिचुएशन में डायलॉग्स एकदम अलग होते हैं। डब करना पड़ता है। अंग्रेज जब हिंदी सीखते हैं तो हमारी तरह से बोलने की कोशिश करते हैं, हम जब इंग्लिश सीखते हैं तो उनकी तरह बोलने की कोशिश करते हैं। तो ऑब्जर्व करना चाहिए फ्लो, ठीक है, कि ये कैसे वर्ड्स, कैसे सेंटेंसेस आए हैं। थैंक यू। Okay, so he became the oldest man to walk to the South Pole. Simon lived in Asia for 40 years. Simon lived in Asia for 40 years. Okay, अब ये सेंटेंस बताओ, वो अभी वहां रहते हैं कि नहीं रहते हैं? नहीं रहते, because lived past tense। अगर वही has lived होता तो हो जाता, started 40 years ago, has continued up to now. Okay, Simon lived in Asia for 40 years. Now he and Jennifer live back in England. Now he and Jennifer live back in England. They have been married for 43 years. ये sentence भी देखिए, पहले ही सिखाया आज आते के साथ। Some action that started in the past and has continued to the present. शादी हुई, okay, 43 years ago. So they were married 43 years ago. They are still married. It means they have been married for 43 years. अब हिंदी सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप जैसे बोलते हो हिंदी, आज क्लास में आने से पहले तक हिंदी आती थी ना आपको, वैसे ही हिंदी बोलेंगे। जब नए कोई इंग्लिश सेंटेंस आ जाए ना तो ऐसे नहीं कि इसकी हिंदी क्या होगी, ऐसे मत सोचो, आप जान रहे हो ना कि हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं। They have been married for 43 years means they got married 43 years ago and they are Still married. So they have been married for 43 years. What is the verb? बता दे कोई मुझे verb. बताओ भाई. Online students, नींद तो नहीं आ गई? Are you guys still awake?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. I think my speaker is not connected. Is it so? Should be. Okay, give me a second. If you guys have been talking and if you didn't find me reacting to your comments, it was because somehow the speaker got switched off. Okay, so don't think I ignored you guys. Never think that way. Go ahead. Now answer. Simon has been married for 43 years. They have been married for 43 years. What is the verb?
Been,
Been कहाँ से आता है?
had been.
Have been. अच्छा चलिए. वो तो have तो रहना ही है, have या has. जो verb है हमारा क्या है? Been कहाँ से आया? बी से तो बी बोलिए ना, बीन मत बोलिए. आप मुझे कभी बोलते हैं गॉन वर्ब है, गो का ही नहीं गो बोलते हैं ना. ईटन को ईटन बोलते हैं, आप ईट बोलते हो ना. ईटन तो एक फॉर्म है ईट का, 5 में से एक. तो वर्ब क्या है? बेस फॉर्म वाला ना. तो वर्ब क्या है? बी. बी का कौन सा फॉर्म? वही यूज होता है प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट में. मैं कोशिश करता हूं एकदम क्लैरिटी रहे आपके कॉन्सेप्ट में, कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं, जीरो कंफ्यूजन. जितना कितना जानना है ये डिपेंड करता है आपके बुक पे, कितना दूर जाना चाहते हो आप. लेकिन जितना जानो उसमें क्लैरिटी रहे, झोल ना रहे कॉन्सेप्ट में. ओके, दे हैव बीन मैरिड फॉर 43 इयर्स. सबा जी आप अपने बारे में बताओ. नेहा आप भी अपने बारे में बताओ.
I have been married of 14 years.
43 years. 40 sorry 14 years. Sorry Sabha. 14 years.
14?
She's
14,
for
sir.
14 years. She's been married for 14 years. Okay. नेहा. पद्मा आप मुझे, शादीशुदा तो नहीं हो आप पद्मा, तो आप मुझे स्टूडेंट बोलना. मतलब आप कब से मेरे स्टूडेंट हो? हाउ सॉरी, आई एम टॉकिंग टू हर इन हिंदी, शी वोंट अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, सो say it this way, Padma. I have been your student for like this. Okay. Okay, Padma, are you there? Neha, are you there? Go ahead, guys.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Say your sentence. Any action that is started in the past has continued to the
I have
present.
been married 4 years.
For 4 years now. For 43 years,
For-
for 40.
For 4
Yes.
years.
4 Okay, for 4 years. Okay.
I have
Padma.
been
Uh-huh.
I have
You
been
have
your student for 4 months.
very good, Padma. You have been my student for 4 months. Okay, very nice. Okay. Anybody else wants to practice any other sentence you can use? Okay. Listen to this one. I have been a dad. I have been a dad for 14 years. I have been a dad for 14 years. I have been a husband for 15 years. I have been a husband for 15 years, but I have been a dad for 14 years. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay. I have been a teacher for 17 years. Right? Easy. Okay. If you want to say that आप मुझे 1 साल से जानते हो, how will you say that? You.
I have been.
तुम लोग का बीन का क्या बीमारी है यार? बीन बजाने लगते हो यार, प्लीज.
I know.
सब्जेक्ट तो I. उसके बाद हेल्पिंग वर्ब हैव, उसके बाद वर्ब 3 लाओ. क्या है वर्ब? तो फिर ये स्टेप बाय क्यों नहीं करते? क्यों बीन बजाने लगते हो? 1 year, right? I have known you For 1 year. Okay, Padma, I have known you for 4 months. I have known Padma for 4 months. Padma, how do you say this in your language, Padma? That, sir, I have known you for 4 months.
నాకు మీరు 4 months నుంచి తెలుసు.
Okay, in English?
I have been, you know,
नहीं, आपको 3 कदम चलने हैं.
I
Subject कदम.
have
I
know
have
you.
known.
I have
What is the
known.
verb of know?
known.
Known.
I have known you.
If you are, देखो हड़बड़ा कैसे पेंडल मारोगे, गिर जाओगे आराम से. Step by step. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 subject, 2 helping verb, 3rd verb, right? I have. What's the verb?
known.
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 ये माइक मेरे पास 3 महीने से है. आप बोलो.
You have had this mic for 3 months.
मेरे पास 3 महीने से है. 3 months. 3 months. This mic 3 months. I have. अब बोलो कैसे बोलेंगे पूरे.
Mike
I
has
have had. बीन नहीं हो जाना है. I have had this mic for 3 months. Okay, fine. That's all for today. I think you guys will enjoy doing the exercises better, and then we will carry on with our, main book as well tomorrow. We have to finish it very soon as possible. Okay. So be
Yeah.
here at 4:30. We'll start at sharp 4:30. We'll try not to be late. Okay, guys? Fine. Bye-bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye-bye, sir.
Bye. 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 Bye.